What's up, Internet? SB here for the Marduk report, and we are back with more post-CES 2020 coverage. And today we are talking about Lian Li. Yes, the case manufacturer is back from CES, and they have brought a couple of cases that they are taking and making them transform so that they suit everyone. And first up is the PC O11 Dynamic Mini. So this is actually one case. These three cases that you see here, same case, but they are for very different configurations. There's a ITX version that will be able to suit a full-blown water-cooled build. You can do micro ATX or ATX in the same case. There will be three different rear panels for it. So whether you decide to use an ATX, so there'll be 7 expansion ports, or if you want to do micro ATX and only need 4 expansion ports, and then there's a little panel of solid aluminum that will then cover up the rest of the non-existent ports. Or if you want to go full crazy ITX, there will be a much smaller panel that only has 2 expansion slots and a larger kind of aluminum plate to cover up the rest. So with the ATX version, you won't be able to do a top mount radiator because it'll be a little tight. The case will only be about as tall as an ATX motherboard, but if you go ITX, you will be able to do a full-on custom loop with top mount and side mount and even bottom mount radiators. So it's really nice. And I kind of also like this OLED display that they're putting in the corner. I don't know whether it be programmable. They haven't really said what they'll be able to do with it, but it's nice. I should note that when you buy this case, you're getting all 3 configurations in one box, and then just choosing which configuration you want to use when you actually build your system. Also on display was the concept UniFan. So this is a set of 3 fans that connect to each other and are powered all by one set of cables on the end of one of these fans. Coming off the single fan closest to the camera is one cable that has power and RGB, and as you can see, the fans actually kind of snap together, and then the cable itself snaps into one of the fans. You can reorder the fans any way you want. It doesn't really matter which one goes into which, as long as you connect them all together. The 3-pack of fans will come with 3 cables, so that if you want to use the fans individually, you can, but you don't need to use all 3. As you can see, you can literally just take all the fans, snap them together, and they'll work as one. Or you can just snap 2 together and they'll work. Software for this will be included, and you will be able to control RGB along with the speed of the fan. Also on display was the Strimmer Plus, and this is a 24-pin LED extension cable. There will also be an 8-pin cable for your GPUs. Now this is a update from the original Strimmer, so that the LEDs are actually smaller and brighter, and now you can animate them. All RGB all the time, but they look actually really cool. Like in person, these are really nice, and it's an easy way to do nice like colored cables that aren't just your static colors. And honestly, for the price of them, this is pretty much what a nice set of custom sleeved cables would cost anyway. So why not just go with these? You will then have to have an extra cable to power them, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Up next is the Landcool 315 and the Landcool 2 Mesh. This is the Landcool 2 Mesh, and also just beside it is the Landcool 315. So the Landcool Mesh the Landcool 2 Mesh, I'm sorry, is the update to the Landcool 2, and it is now with a front mesh panel, and also on the side next to where the PSU would be and the hard drives, also a really fine mesh. So there's no actual secondary mesh behind the front mesh to block dust out from the fans. That's all you're gonna need is the one front. So while these look like pretty standard cases, the Landcool 315 is gonna be $80 and comes out in May. Landcool 2 Mesh is going to be $90 and available in April. What's really interesting is that the Landcool 315 will feature a removable motherboard tray. It's been a real long time since we've seen that, but this is actually really nice. The entire tray just slides right on out. So if you want to do top mount radiator, you can build the entire thing on this removable motherboard tray and then just slide it on in. It looks a little difficult in this, but that's because I'm standing at a weird angle trying to hold my camera and pull this thing out while also not being in front of the camera. So it's a bit awkward for me to pull out. But when I tried it when the camera wasn't rolling, much easier. And finally, the piece de resistance of the Lian Li suite is the Odyssey X. This is one crazy case, and like I said earlier, builds on that theme of one case, multiple uses. So all three of these cases are the same case. The first one has a rotated motherboard tray, so all the input outputs are actually pointed up, and the other two all have the input outputs pointing out the back, but the one in black has been rotated vertically. So as you can see, all the panels, you can kind of just pull off the panels, snap them back on, you can kind of flip them, rotate them. The side panels are tempered glass, but they have a hinge in them, so you can bend them. And why would you want to bend them? Well, when you put it in vertical mode, as we'll call it, you'll want to have the actual side panels bend out a little bit just to give it a little bit more support. And it actually looks really cool. Never seen a side panel that looks like this, kind of with this hinge in the middle, but it's really nice, really thick tempered glass. I believe it's like 5 mil. It looked at least like it was 5 mil, but this is the same case as the white and silver one before it. This is just rotated to point up. And when you rotate the point up, the IO actually snaps out of the case, and then you can reattach it to the front, so it'll always be where you need it. Honestly, like, this is probably one of the coolest cases I've seen in a long time. I think has probably some of the best modeling potential. I really love to see what people do with it, and we'll just have to wait until Lian Li decides to release it. There is no release date for it yet, but it will be $400 when it comes out. And that is it for the Lian Li suite. It was really short, really good. I did love everything that was there. Nothing that I didn't like. But what was your favorite? My favorite, obviously, is the Odyssey X. Like, that is next level case. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share in whichever order you choose. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Deuces.